everybody, this is Shelly with City Homestead. I kind of went AWOL for a bit and I thought I would come back and get you caught up. We had a few events happen. Of course, the last video that I did post was back in November, right before, I think the week before Thanksgiving. And my husband graduated from college in December. And then of course we had Christmas, and then my son came down with COVID. As well as my husband came down with COVID on Christmas. So it was just very busy and very hectic. My husband and I have been doing a lot of talking and, about retirement. Now we're trying to work on our next phase of life. We both have our degrees. We both have a full-time job. Life can go back to normal as we know it with a few post-pandemic or post-2020 changes. We have some projects coming down the pike. Right now we do live in suburbia, and we have been talking about moving out and getting land. But there's a few steps that we have to get there, that we have to take before we get there. Ultimately though, the path to retirement for us, is a fixed one. What we do long term, it might change from here to there. But my daughter has 4 years before she graduates, and my son has 7 years before he graduates. And so we know at minimum that we're going to be where we are for at least 4 years, and possibly as long as 7 years. Now, over the time framing, we are wanting to learn some skills that we can transfer later on. So with this being a temporary house that does need updates and such, in the meantime, we have projects planned not only for outside in the garden and stuff like that, but also inside. So the channel is going to be changing a little bit, just kind of anything that we can apply later on, or to a different residential area. We will be starting seeds. I am late starting seeds, but I'm finally ready to start seeds. I did go out and buy some blueberry bushes, but they're babies. So we're going to get those set up. As well as, we finally got the stuff to set up the berry bush. So the only thing that's left, and that's left to get, that's not really high priority right now, is the trellis, so that we can have the trellis for the cucumbers and the green beans and stuff like that. So with that said, that is where we are. I'm very excited to see what 2023 brings and what canning projects that I can come up with. I have decided that our gardening space is very limited. I think we have 182 square feet. And somebody said once to make sure you eat what you grow. Well, the two versatile things that really grow well here in 9A is tomatoes and peppers. So being that I have a limited space, I'm going to grow tomatoes and peppers. And the reason I'm going to do tomatoes and peppers is because I can turn the tomatoes into canned crushed tomatoes, or tomato sauce, or tomato paste. I can dehydrate them. I have learned a number of things as far as preserving them, and to get an abundance set up. Little by little, I'm hearing different people have issues finding different things at the grocery store. I don't know if those are just really rural areas or in small towns, but preparedness and not panic, right? So at the same time, I also have a friend of mine that has chickens, so they can, and I think I brought that up before, so they can get whatever scraps that we have or whatever we can hand out, and that'll help with the supplement their feed and stuff like that. I have been watching a lot of videos, and I'm gonna give them a shout out. And I have learned a lot. Right now, we've been watching Better Together channel, and they do a lot of what to look for, how to prepare to go to a homestead, what skills you need to learn, what tools you might need. So they're very much on the beginning side. They've been where they're at their setting for about 5 years now. Another one that I really like is Acre Homestead, and they deal more with the cooking and preservation part of it. Learning different recipes, eating what you grow, making sure you get full use of everything that you have, learning how to preserve what you have. And again, another really good channel. The third channel that I really like to watch is Holler Homestead. And watching them is just learning the day-to-day chores and what might be necessary for projects, and just how to get into the nitty-gritty of a homestead. But those are my 3 top channels. I do also like watching Central, I believe it's Central Texas. That is not quite what I'm looking for to retire. I like them because they are an older couple. It's a retired couple. And my husband and I are talking about doing this in our retirement. So that shows me it is possible to do at an older age, but not necessarily in their setup. They have a wonderful setup. It's just, I don't know if that would work for us or not. I think we're looking for a little bit more space once that time comes. And potentially, I would love to have my in-laws come with us, but you never know. And again, my husband and I were still talking about it. He wants to sit somewhere where he can have coffee and watch the wildlife and have rolling hills, and I like that idea. And I want at least chickens and a large garden. But also want enough space to maybe have an orchard, or where the kids can come and set up their residence if they choose to live nearby. So, and we do have a number of phases right now. I would say we're going to have phase 1, which is basically one thing every homesteader says is that you have to get out of debt. So, and I've heard it, you always think of getting out of debt as I have to make more, I have to earn more, I have to do certain things. And somebody on one of the videos said the other day, and I forgot, I think it was Better Together. They said reduce your expenses. And I know that's something so simple, but I had never thought about it like that. Reduce your expenses. So one of the things that I have been trying to reduce is the grocery budget. So right now we've been doing it since March, and we average about $500 or less a month for groceries. And that also does include anything that people might give us, that we try to preserve it all and then share it. And so it's definitely getting items on the cusp of expiration, and then learning how to preserve it so that it doesn't go to waste and it saves us money. So definitely learning a lot of cooking, learning a lot of different recipes, learning how to do all the different preservation methods. The only thing that we don't have is a dry freezer. We cannot dry freeze food. And that is something that my husband brought up that he would be interested in at the end of the year, maybe as a Christmas present to us, but I don't know if how that's gonna work. Because then you gotta find the place for it. And right now I'm in my formal dining room, and it's kind of been turned into my storage area. So those are just a few of the things that we have been going back and forth with. I would like to be able to take you on trips with us, day trips, or to get around the town, get around the state, day drives, to kind of see what part of the area or what part of the state that we like, or where we might be, the areas that we might be interested in looking more in depth into. Because we don't want to go out in the middle of nowhere, but we also want to get a little bit further out from where we are, if that makes sense. So hopefully you'll stick along for the journey, and we can all learn something. I'm going, like I said, this is just we're catching up. Everybody's back at school. We got the kids registered for high school and for junior high, or my husband's had his little break, and I say little break. I mean, like, you know, school's ended, and I told him I'd give him till the end of January before I came up with any projects. And I held true. I held true. I have not come up with any projects. And so now he has his own projects that he listed, his honeydew list that he has. And then, of course, I've got my honeydew list for him as well as my list. And so it'll just be, I don't know how fast we're going to work through them. It's a marathon, not a race. And but I look forward to watching these videos at the end of the year and just to see how far we've come or how much we have accomplished over the year. My son also was telling me the other day, Mom, you need to start making videos again. And I said, why do I need to start making videos again? And he goes, because I'm tired of watching the same videos. And I said, I'm sorry? And he goes, well, I watch your videos whenever I'm at school after I finish my work. So he wanted me to start doing videos again, so that he can watch me while he's at school. So, hi, Bubba, love you, learn something. And so, but there's going to be another video shortly about starting seeds. And we also got a couple of blueberry bushes, and I will get that going as well. I don't know if that's going to be a separate video or part of the seed starting video. And of course, we're going to shoot the footage of building the berry bed that we've been talking about for about a year, and trying to get those, stimulate those plants to get them growing, because they are old enough that they should be producing, but they're not. And I think that's because they're root bound. And just kind of be able to get things going. That freeze came through and wiped us out. Everything is gone except for our onions, green onions, and our leeks, and the garlic. So this is the first year growing garlic, so that'll be interesting whenever we go to harvest that in June. And then we also have to bring in some more dirt to fill up the beds. So I don't know if I'm going to film that. You already know about that, but let me know if there's, in the comments section below, if there's anything you want me to try, any hacks you want me to try, or any more information. If you want to see how I do my grocery shopping, I do my grocery shopping online, because I can pull up multiple stores and get things at the cheapest price. And then I also do the curbside pickup, which I'm getting a lot of coupons for that for whatever reason. I don't know if the different grocery stores are trying to expand on that part of their business or not. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for your interest, and I just let me know what you're looking at, what you want to see. What are you thinking about to expand your budget? And we will go from there. Thank you. Bye.